Hello everybody, Michael here for Tactica Imperialis with the final part of Tau Empire Codex analysis. This is part 7 and we are doing the heavy support section. So, how many units are in heavy support? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Plus a character. So, first off, XV88 Broadside Team. It's 65 points for 1 and you get 1 Shas Wee. And he has Weapon Skill 2, BS 3, Strength Strength 5, Toughness 4, 2 wounds, Initiative 2, 2 attacks, Leadership 8, and a 2+ armor save. He has a Broadside Battlesuit, which does something. Give me a second. A Broadside Battlesuit. Basically, it's the same as a Crisis Battlesuit, so he's got a multi-track and a Black Sun filter. That's all. I thought there was something more that might come with being a broadside. He is infantry, so you don't get any jetpack moves, thank God for that. And you come equipped as standard with a twin-linked smart missile system and a twin-linked heavy rail rifle. Now, a heavy rail rifle is, if I remember correctly, strength 8, AP 1, I think it's 36-inch range? 60-inch range, okay, I got that one wrong. Excuse me, the phone is ringing. Apologies. We're back. So, I was just mentioning the twin-link heavy rail rifle. It is strength 8, AP 1, heavy 1, 60-inch range. You cannot hide from a broadside, especially with his secondary weapon, because the twin-link smart missile system is strength 5, AP 5, 30-inch range, and ignores cover and can shoot round corners because it has this rule called homing, which is annoying. So you can't really hide from a broadside. You can't stay out of range, and you can't use cover. He has the rule extremely bulky, so I believe that is 5 transport capacity if you put him in an allied detachment, put him in an allied vehicle, though I don't believe Tau have battle brothers anymore, so I don't know if you can. He also has supporting fire, which is really annoying, and you may take up to 3 in a squad. So they're 65 points a model, so a full-size squad is 195, and for another 10 points you can have a Chasse Vert, and that gives you an extra attack and an extra leadership point. Broadsides will not be in melee. If they're in melee, you done messed up. A leadership point is nice, but when you're down to losing 33% every time, I don't know how much worth it actually is. Maybe. I don't think so, though. Any broadside may exchange his heavy rail rifle for a twin-linked high-yield missile pod for free. This is the Kieran configuration, and the high-yield missile pod is 36-inch range, strength 7, AP 4, 4 shots. So it's going to hit more. It's basically it's a Lehman Russ exterminator, is what it turns him into. A Lehman Russ exterminator. Maybe with slightly less range. With a twin-link, strength 7, AP 4 gun. Would I do it? Yeah, probably, because 4 strength 7 shots, if you've got marker lights, twin-linked, you can really do a lot of damage, and you can get around the cover issue. With a single shot, you're more likely to miss. Plus, you can get some anti-tank quite easily in Fusion and in the Hammerhead. Any broadside may exchange his twin-link smart missile system for twin-link plasma rifles for 5 points. So your weapons go from 5, 5, 30, 4 shots ignores cover homing to 36 to 24, 6, 2 rapid fire. I don't think that's a very good configuration unless you're playing a Terminator heavy or a Deep Strike heavy army where you need to kill everything fast. Space Marines, maybe. Everything else, nah. Any broadside may take a Seeker missile for 8 points. It's a hunter-killer missile. You can use marker lights to fire it independently at BS 5, or you can launch it yourself like a hunter-killer missile. So it's actually pretty useful. I would recommend you do it if you've got 25 points knocking about, and you want to give them all one, or if you've just got 8 points knocking about, a Seeker missile is not a bad upgrade. Anyone may take up to one support system. So you can only have one. So you can have the advanced targeting system for precision shots. I don't think that's a good one. Counter-fire defense system, boosted overwatch. If you're running the missile system, this is quite good. Otherwise, no. Early warning override, that is interceptor. If you've got that, okay, but I don't think so. Unless you know there's a lot of tanks in reserve. Flyers, less so. Positional relay, only really applies to your own board edge. Target lock, you're all going to use the same, I think. Do you have to? No, you can use different weapons. So if you want to, you can use a target lock. Have one guy with rail rifles going after tanks and one guy with missiles going after everything else. Vectored retro thrusters may not be taken by broadsides. Drone controller, you can take up to 2 drones, and I think this does include the missile drone, so maybe, but really you're taking your drone from BS2 to BS3, so nah, I wouldn't say so. Stimulant Injector, 2-up save with a 5-up Feel No Pain is pretty good, and it's 15 points, but it does make your broadside 80 points, basic. Velocity Tracker, Skyfire. This is a good one to have. Most flyers are no better than armor 12, and most of them are only armor 10 or 11. So Velocity Tracker on a broadside, particularly if you're packing the missile system, actually, is absolutely evil. It's a flyer killer pretty much every turn. Shield Generator, you can get a shield drone, and it's 25 points. Do you really want to pay 90 points for one guy? I don't think so. So I think the best two are the Velocity Tracker if you're now playing a fire-heavy army, Early Warning Override if you're playing a lot of Interceptor, and a Stimulant Injector or a Target Lock. As I said, you may take up to 2 drones. I would recommend you take at least 1 shield drone, and if you are allowed, a missile drone. And you may take Bonding Knife Ritual. You'll be quite near your own board edge, so if you run away, you're gone anyway, so I wouldn't bother with this one. Then the Hammerhead Gunship, the Icon of the Tau. BS4, front 13, side 12, rear 10. Hull points 3, tank, skimmer, 125 points. It has a railgun with the solid shot setting, because there are 2 settings for railguns. And this is the old railgun, the old school railgun. This thing is 72-inch, strength 10, AP 1. This thing kills everything it hits. Of course, it has to hit, but it's BS4. It's a Space Marine BS, and that's pretty damn good. So, absolutely, railgun, great. It's your best anti-tank source, and it will kill anything short of a Carnifex in one shot. And it has 2 gun drones attached as the secondary system. You may take submunition rounds for 5 points. You keep the solid shot, but you also get submunition. And submunition is also 72-inch range, strength 6, AP 4, heavy 1, large blast. So, if you are anything short of a Space Marine and this thing hits you, you're dead on a 2+. If you're an Imperial Guard commander, you're dead. If you're an Eldar Autarch, you're dead. Then again, you have a 3+ armor save. If you're, I'm trying to think, a Tyranid Broodlord, perhaps. No, they don't have toughness 3. If you are maybe a Cadre Fireblade, you're dead. That's how good that is. And it's a large blast as well. May exchange both gun drones for either a Twin-Link Burst Cannon or a Twin-Link SMS, Smart Missile System. I'm not sure. I think you're best off with the drones, because the drones can actually detach and fly around and cause a little bit of mayhem and get in the way. May take 2 Seeker missiles, 8 points each. As with broadsides, if you've got points flying around, these are good. May exchange railgun for ion cannon for free. Why is it free? Because its range reduces to 60 inches, and it becomes strength 7, AP 3 shots. So it becomes a glorified autocannon. Or a glorified plasma gun. Sort of an autocannon meets a plasma gun. It's good, but is it as good as a railgun? Against Marines, yes. Against tanks, no. You can overcharge, and that makes it strength 8, AP 3, 1 shot, large blast, gets hot. So this makes it, what am I thinking of? A Lehman Russ battle cannon with gets hot. But I don't think you need to worry too much about gets hot. It's only going to happen probably once a game, and even half the time then you just ignore it. I still prefer the railgun because it's just the iconic thing to do. Iron heads are good, but I prefer railguns. That's just me. I may take items from vehicle battle systems. Now, some of these might actually be quite useful. Let's just find them again. Here we go. Automated repair system. You can repair weapon destroys. That's good, but it doesn't fix hull points. If you think you're probably going to get targeted and lose your railgun, absolutely. Advanced targeting system, precision shots. Actually, this is quite good, because if you want to go character sniping with your railgun, i.e. Space Marine Chapter Masters, who don't have Eternal Warrior, like that stupid Shield Eternal, then yeah, great. Night vision, situational. Decoy launchers, you're not probably going to be coming on from reserves and being intercepted, so no. Stealth, if you're planning to camp in cover behind something, yes, otherwise probably not. Fletcher Discharger, if you think you might get charged that your opponent is a melee player, yeah, otherwise no. Point defense targeting relay, supporting firing to fight Overwatch weapons of strength 5 or less. Yes, unless you are taking long strike. I'll come on to him in a moment. and move through cover, you're probably going to stay still because you've got such a massive range. So, point defense targeting relay unless long strike. Now, long strike is 45-point upgrade to a hammerhead. So he makes a hammerhead cost 170. And he's pretty good. He has tank hunters, so he rerolls armor penetration rolls. Let's find page 62. He is preferred enemy Imperial Guard, or Astra Militarum as they are now known, which sucks for me, because preferred enemy against Guard is absolutely evil, particularly with a railgun where you're going to be wounding or penning on 2s in some cases. And he's a hammerhead ace. So that means his hammerhead is BS5. So he's basically got a rerollable 2s to hit against Guard, or just 2s anyway. If he is destroyed, he is slain. Longstrike and his hammerhead are a single unit for purposes of victory points. So you don't get double victory points if you kill Longstrike's hammerhead. You don't get one for him and the tank. And the XV-02 pilot battlesuit. This has a black sun filter, so that basically gives the hammerhead a black sun filter, I'm guessing. So again, that's another upgrade you don't need. And Longstrike's hammerhead can fire Overwatch and has supporting fire. That includes the big gun. He can Overwatch with the big gun, the ion cannon, the railgun. If you're being charged by a dreadnought and you just ping it with a railgun and blow it up and watch your opponent's face, it would be hilarious. But I think if you're going to take a long strike and you think you're going to get charged, ion cannon, because you'll get more shots. Furthermore, it is not limited to firing Overwatch only once each phase. It can still only fire Overwatch once against each eligible charging unit. So that means, in layman's terms, that if my Fire Warrior team is charged, I can Overwatch them. Same as I would normally. If the Krook team to my left is also charged, I can Overwatch that as well. And then if my Hammerhead is charged by the big scary Dreadnought who thinks it's eating up the Hammerhead's Overwatch, nope, bang, hit that as well. You can only fire at it once, but you can still fire at it, which is terrifying. Because if you've swapped, actually you can't get anything better than Strength 5 on your support system. But against infantry, that just tews stuff up. You can't use the blast, but oh my days, you can make it hurt. So Long Strike is a very valuable upgrade. If you think you're going to be playing Guard, take him. If you are very bad at rolling dice, take him. If you think Hammerhead should be able to Overwatch like douches, take him. Otherwise, he's a little pricey, but he's got a cool fluff as well. Skyray Missile Defense Gunship. Oh, the Skyray. It's 115 points, BS4, front 13, side 12, armor 10, hull 3 hull points, tank, skimmer. So it's exactly the same as the Hammerhead in that regard, but it's 10 points cheaper. It has 6 Seeker missiles. So it has 6 hunter-killer missiles, which is good. 2 gun drones for defense, a velocity tracker, so it's a skyfire mechanism, and 2 networked marker lights. Now, the network marker light is a piece of war gear that doesn't come up very often. In fact, I think this is the only place pretty much in the whole book, with the exception of the Sun Shark, I think, that this weapon actually comes up. Where is it? Network marker light. I know it's here. Give me a moment. Here we go. A marker light that is always fired first and whose counters can be used by its own unit. So, you can fire the 2 marker lights with your Skyray and then use them to fire Seeker missiles. And the cost of a Seeker missile, if I just check, I think it's 2, so you might need them both to hit, but I'll just double check. Where is it? Where is it? Marker light, marker light, marker light, marker light, marker light. Here we go. Nope, it's 1+. So for each marker light counter, you can fire a single Seeker missile at ballistic skill 5, which doesn't need line of sight, and does not count to the limit of missiles, does not reduce the number of weapons a vehicle might. You can still fire your drones, and has ignores cover. Ouch. And you have 2 of them, so you can fire 2 a turn, assuming you get 2 hits, that is. Or you just get 1 hit and fire 1. But the Skyray basically is a walking hunt. It's a Seeker missile spammer. You can use it in concert with Pathfinders, if they've got nothing else to marker light, or you can just use it with the Skyray, network something, bang. It's not as good against flyers as I thought it was. Actually, yes it is. It has a velocity tracker. What am I on about? It has a velocity tracker, so you can marker light a flyer twice, and then hit it with 2 Seeker missiles, and that's probably a crashing flyer. Which is pretty awesome, I have to say. That's a very good buff to have. You may exchange the gun drones for a burst cannon or smart missile system, same as always. I would keep the drones because they can detach if the Skyray gets down to a couple of hull points. And vehicle battle systems, you might want to take a disruption pod for stealth, but I don't think you need any more than that. Finally, the sniper drone team. 58 points. And that gets you 1 firesight marksman and 3 sniper drones. The marksman is infantry, weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 5, strength 3, toughness 3, 1 wound, initiative 2, 1 attack, leadership 7 and a 4+ save. So he's a pathfinder, or a fire warrior possibly, with BS 5. He has combat armor, a pulse pistol, which is basically a pulse rifle but a pistol, a marker light, which is handy but he can't use it with his own unit, and a drone controller. So that means all the drones are ballistic skill 5, which is good. The sniper drones are basic drones, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, 1, 7, 4 up, jetpack infantry. They have a long shot pulse rifle. I don't know what a long shot pulse rifle does, so let's find out. Long shot pulse rifle, 48 inch, strength X, AP 5, rapid fire sniper. That's not amazing, because rending is gone. Rending existed for snipers when this was around, but it's still AP 2 on a 6. It's okay. I mean, it's good for killing monstrous creatures, but that's about it. Rapid firing, 48 inch range, that's decent. They have stealth and they have supporting fire, so you can use them on Overwatch, and they're not heavy. And stealth, it's handy. You can hide them behind a barricade or something, and they'll get like a 4+ cover save. May take up to 2 more marksmen, so you can keep getting your BS 5, and they're 13 points each. And may take up to 6 more sniper drones for 15 points each. So it would be another 90, 26, 116, 174 for a full strength squad, which is a lot. That's a hammerhead with long strike and some munition. And I don't think it's the better call. In this section, the broadside and the hammerhead are so good in comparison that the Skyray is kind of like the Imperial Guard Hydra. It has one job, killing flyers, killing skimmers. And that's it. I mean, yeah, you can combo it with other marker lights, but it's just, it's 6 missile launchers. That's it. And the sniper drone team, they're like scout snipers with a better gun, ballistic skill 5, and that's it. And they're in heavy support, but they only cost 2 points more. Problem is they're fighting for slots. If you've got 150 points at the end of your list, or even 60 points at the end of your list, if you've got 60 odd points, you'd buy a broadside. If you've got 150 or so, you'd buy a hammerhead if you've got a heavy support slot. And that's the problem. I think those 2 units are good in their own right, but not good as a unit, as a codex. So, that concludes Codex analysis for Codex Tau. I have a couple of follow-up episodes, if you're still here. I'm going to do a Tactics Tau, so sort of a how to use Tau. And on recommendation, I had this recommended to me from Warwick. He's going to ask me to do a video on how to beat Tau, because I play Tau a lot now. So I think I might be able to come up with some stuff on how to beat Tau. Because I actually know how to beat Tau. I beat Tau. God knows how, but I can beat Tau. And I might do a Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is as well with Kieran, because he might do a guard list, and we'll see how that goes. So if you're still here, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. Comment below. Let me know what you thought of the series, what you think of the Codex, and what codices you'd like me to see me do next. I'm planning to do Codex Astra Militarum. I'm planning to do Codex Chaos if I can get it off Ben. And I think that's it. I might actually branch out into doing some fantasy army book analysis as well down the line, once I've got the new High Elf book, that is. I'm still waiting on that. In other news, dragon. I'm getting a dragon. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. My name is Michael, and I will see you again.